So first of all, it's a big honor for me to be here. I'm really happy. So thank you all for inviting me. My name is Kris Pouw. Yes, it's nice. I'm 22 years old and I am a filmmaker, as you can see. And I do that because I love creating and I love stories. Stories have always fascinated me. You know, we all have our own unique story. And very often these stories have opened my eyes. And I really hope that today my Dankie story could open your eyes as well. So Dankie is all about gratitude. The word literally means thank you in South Africa, the country I fell in love with 3 years ago. But the start of Dankie goes way back. So when I was only a 12-year-old kid, 10 years ago, on a Sunday afternoon, I was playing soccer in the garden with my friends, just having fun, having good times, you know. And then all of a sudden, an ambulance showed up at our house. And at that moment, my brother, who is here today, ran outside and told me to stay where I am. Because at that moment, inside the house, my father just got a heart attack. And one he didn't survive. Because a few days later, he died in hospital. In just 2 seconds, we lost our father, and our whole world suddenly changed. For the first time of my life, I realized that life is fragile, and that we all face things we simply cannot control. And from that moment, I started thinking, did I actually show my dad enough how grateful I was, how much I loved him, how much he meant for me? And the answer was no, I didn't. And this came as a big shock to me. Of course, I was just 12, but still, for the first time, I realized that I had been taking everything in my life for granted. And this lesson really opened my eyes. So a few years later, when I finally finished high school, I decided that I wanted to go on the greatest gap year ever. Because I wanted to grow up. I wanted to become responsible for my own actions in life. And there I was, a few months later, when I was arriving in Cape Town, South Africa, to work as a wakeboard teacher in one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. For 6 months, I would be living completely back to basic in a 9 square meter wooden house together with someone else, with neighbors from Zimbabwe, and all together we shared one cold shower. It was freezing. But still, I was living my dream, you know, because every day I could do what I love to do the most, wakeboarding. And this whole big adventure taught me that you don't need much stuff in life to be happy. I met so many people there who almost had nothing, but who still always had this great smile on their face. People who were just so thankful to be alive. And this really, really inspired me. So I decided from that moment to remind myself every day of all the things I do have instead of what I don't. Because, you know, these days, we all seem to be so busy, connected, and we are rushing from one place to another. And I think that because of that, we often forget to stop and think about what we have and who we are. But you know what we are? We are the lucky ones. We are fucking miracles. You know, and this may not something you want to think about now, but if your mom and dad would have sex like 1 minute later, you wouldn't even be sitting here, probably. I'm sorry. But the point is, we all are uniquely human beings, all with our own desires, dreams, our insecurities. But still we do have one thing in common. And that is this big gift called life. And I really, really think that we should treat our life accordingly. Because all the amazing people around us, our beautiful body, this wonderful machine, the world around us, and the great moments we experience, all of those are gifts. So I think that everything starts with gratitude. Because if we are not able to be grateful for what we have and for who we are not able to take care of ourselves and the world around us. So I would love to challenge you all to ask yourselves just once a day, what am I grateful for? What makes me happy? Because that is what Dankie is all about. It's just one big, fat, South African thank you to the beautiful gift called life. So, be Dankie, and thank you very much for listening.